Okay, welcome back. Welcome back. To me, welcome back. Championship Ringside is back. Blaze is here. I'm doing this episode alone. This is a quick bonus episode though. Shout out to King. You already know he gonna pop up. We're gonna do the finals episode later today. So he gonna show up. Don't even trip. All right. So today's bonus episode, I actually wanted to talk about something that I've been wanting to do for the past couple of years, but I never got a chance to do it. But I guess this is a perfect time to do it. First things first. One of my favorite shows, like sports shows to watch. Shout out to Nick Wright, Bruce Wilds, all them. One of my favorite sports shows to watch. They started a segment a few years ago called Club Superstar. Now, this started with Nick Wright saying that there's only 12 superstars in the NBA, and that's another topic on another day. He feels that it only should be 12 superstars. I'm not even sure where number 12 come from, but that's another topic for another day. I think superstar, but he came out the 2025 edition, and I want to react to it. I want to give a shout out to him. It's a fire concept. Shout out to the dude came up with the artwork. I probably put it somewhere in the video, somewhere like that. But yeah, I want to react to it. I want to actually give my take on his and what I would do to fix his not fix it because it's his version of Club Superstar. But let's get straight to it. So I'm gonna start with the people he kicked out of Club Superstar. He kicked out AD and Joel Embiid. AD always playing with that line of superstar because when he healthy and he dominant, this dude amazing. He top 10 talent in NBA, but then sometimes he disappear. The inconsistency I can see why he falls off that list. So I understand that. Joel Embiid, that's a tough one to me because the injuries this year played a part in it. So maybe he's been forgotten as a superstar, but healthy, he clearly gonna walk right back into that club. So if you want to just say, oh, this year he's not a superstar, then I'm fine with that. So okay. So AD and Joel Embiid are the two people that got kicked out of Club Superstar. So the people that are in Club Superstar, which we can go through them because clearly the obvious is the four best players in the NBA, which is Giannis, Joker, LUKA, and Shea. So that's easy four. Then you have let's see, who is that? LeBron. I know LeBron gonna always probably be in Club Superstar. Box office, still a top talent, and probably still facing the NBA. Let's face it, because they have a bad time transitioning that. So along with that comes Steph because he's probably the second face in the NBA still. I mean, it's debate up there, but Steph is clearly a superstar status, probably beyond the NBA at this point. Steph is a worldwide phenomenon, especially after those Olympics. Of course, he's a superstar. KD's on the list. I actually think KD still deserves to be a superstar. I seen on the show there was debating on KD should be a superstar. I think this year KD still deserves to be a superstar. I'll get to that in a few, but to keep going over the list, Jason Tatum, which I think is personally, I think Jason Tatum is the best American basketball player right now. So yeah, and I think he's the face in the NBA right now, at least the next face in the NBA. If you still want to say it's LeBron, that's fine. You want to try to lean towards Ant, which I'm gonna get to next, that's fine. I still think it's Jason Tatum. Hopefully he'll but yeah, I agree he should be in a Club Superstar. So then we got Ant, which I agree he's a superstar because he has a personality and the flashy game that people love. So that makes sense for him to be in Club Superstar. So I will agree with him being a superstar. Shea is the MVP. Did I mention Shea already? I think I mentioned Shea already. Well, Shea top. I think I mentioned him in the top 4 players in the NBA. So I agree with him also. So far we got Tatum, Ant, KD, Steph, LeBron, LUKA, Giannis, Ja, Shea. So that's 9 so far. So 10, we have Jalen Brunson. He made it last year in Nick's book, and I remember Chris Broussard arguing about is Jalen Brunson a superstar? Not yet. And I agree with Chris Broussard. I thought that was too early, but this year he definitely showed that he's, you know, a baby Iverson in my book. Also, him playing in New York actually boosts him because his personality is not crazy. He's not he don't have an off the court or anything like that. But him playing for New York actually helps him be in the superstar status, because I could argue if Mitchell was in his position or Halliburton was in his position in New York, I would think there's a chance that he can be that those two could be in a superstar. Which, spoiler alert, these are the two people I actually have an issue with. He have Donovan Mitchell in club superstar, and he has Tyrese Halliburton. Shout out to Keem, I got that right this time. He got them in club superstar, which I personally think they belong in club superstar. I think they're on the brink of club superstar, and so is Tyrese Halliburton. Both of them on the brink of club superstar. I probably move them to in line, because yeah, Mitchell. I think the only reason you'll give him club superstar status is because how good Cleveland doing. I don't think his game changed when he was in Utah. I think he's still the same player. He'll put up big numbers and everything, but I don't think he dominates the game. But it's not in a way you would say he's a superstar in my book. Also, he's not box office. I don't think when people and I'm gonna get to that. I'm gonna get to my box office part a little later. But it's also the same with Tyrese Halliburton. Of course, he made it to the finals this year. Shout out to him. And yeah, he doing his thing, and I think he does deserve to be in the conversation for a superstar. But he might have to be a championship player because he's in Indiana and he doesn't have an off-court personality either. I mean, he's on wrestling and stuff like that, so I can see him also becoming a superstar just off of stuff like that. We starting to actually know who he is, so maybe he's very on the verge of it. He's probably on the verge of being a more superstar than Donovan Mitchell, if I'm being honest with you. Just throwing it out there. Shout out Donovan Mitchell, but some you missing, some you missing. So that's who all Nick has in his club superstar. If I was to actually make tweaks to it and we stick into the 12 format, I would take out Halliburton and Donovan Mitchell. I'll put them in line to be in club superstar, because I feel like they need to do a little more to be considered a quote unquote superstar. Now, when I brought a box office earlier about those two, when I say box office, I go by, if you're buying a ticket, Ticketmaster, SeatGeek Hub, StubHub, Prize Seats, whatever it is. It's not sponsored by no fucking body. So whoever you buy your seats from, I think there's a thing of you're buying tickets to see that team or that player. So I agree, you're gonna want to see Jason Tatum, you're gonna want to see Andy Edwards, you're gonna want to see LeBron James, you're gonna want to see Steph Curry, and so on. Y'all know the superstars. I don't think it comes across yet like that when it comes to Halliburton and Donovan Mitchell. The two I will put in there who still has that aura, still has that, oh, I gotta go buy tickets to see that person because they're a superstar, will be Wembanyama, which Nick had in line next, so I guess that's not really a big deal. And I'll have Ja Morant. Ja Morant's still a superstar in this league. You're not gonna convince me otherwise. People come to see Ja. Ja has the game. Ja team is successful. I think Ja Morant is definitely a superstar in this league still. I'm not sure why Nick didn't have him on. I forgot what reason he had, but that's his choice. His choice. This is my choice. Like I said, I will take out Mitchell and Halliburton and put Wemby and Ja in there. So in line, he had Wemby, Cade Cunningham, Şengün, and Devin Booker. So I'll go through that real quick. I think Wemby deserved to be in line. Cade just got Detroit to a successful season this year. Would he be on verge to be a superstar? That's tough. I think he got eyes on him now. So if you want to say he's in line, I wouldn't argue him being in line. Şengün is enough to me. he's another European player. I think he definitely has way more to go before I can consider him a superstar. Because when people argue about the USA versus the foreigners, yeah, you got the top 3 or 4 who's foreigners, but then between that, before like 5 through 15, you're looking at American players, and Şengün probably still not gonna be named yet. So I wouldn't even put him in line to be a superstar. I think we need to give him another year before he even in line. And as far as Devin Booker, no. I think Devin Booker took a step back of being a superstar and he let KD run it. When I'm buying a ticket to go see the Phoenix Suns, I'm like, oh, Kevin Durant coming to town. I don't really jump up to say, oh, Devin Booker and Kevin Durant coming to town. It's not the same feel as Luke and LeBron. Luke and LeBron make you feel like, okay, both of these guys superstar. Both of these guys could take you out. They could ruin your whole night. Devin Booker, I don't think he have those moments anymore, and I think he did that for the sake of KD, thinking they're gonna win more, which is fine, you know. But as far as him being a superstar, I wouldn't put him there. As far as who I have in line, I agree having Halliburton in line. I think Halliburton put on a performance for the finals this year. I think he would definitely put himself in line to be a superstar next year. You know, people gonna be aware, oh, okay, Halliburton and the Pacers coming to town, you know, or he made Indiana a big time trade, a free agent destination because how much of a superstar he is. You know, I definitely agree with him being there. Donovan Mitchell. Cleveland is a good team, but there's a level he probably need to show, you know, in his basketball game and his charisma to actually be in club superstar in my book. You know, he just take over a game. Like the way I watch Halliburton develop some charisma against New York, I would want to see that from Donovan Mitchell to say he's in superstar mode. But the numbers, the team success, you know, just the known name, you deserve to be in line. So I'm cool with you being in line. I put Trae Young still. I think Trae Young still a presence in the NBA. I think he's still a box office. I think he's still someone people recognize in the NBA. Still put up underrated numbers. I think nobody actually recognized the numbers that Trae Young put up. I think he definitely deserves to be in line to be a superstar. I think he's one season from being in a 6th seed or something like that, and he back to being superstar status. Like he just need, if he gets a viable piece, a Jeremy Grant, something to that nature to help him out to elevate to the 6th seed, I think he back in being a superstar. So, and again, the box office matters. I think if I'm buying tickets to a game and I see the Atlanta Hawks come to town, I'm like, oh, good, they have Trae Young, you know, versus, you know, how people won't have Apollo. I would just be more, I would think Orlando more than Pablo. So, you know, shout out to Pablo though. You know. And my last controversial superstar that I will put in line to be a superstar, which I personally think he is a superstar. He gotta get on court. Before I even say that though, shout out to Russ, Chris Paul, Harden, Kawhi. Y'all dudes are on legend status. So, you know, legend and superstar kind of the same thing. It's just superstar more current. You know, superstar more in your prime or some to that nature. I know KD probably not in his prime no more, but his box officeness, that might work for y'all. His box officeness still intact. So I would say, you know, they're in a legend status. So I think that's technically still a superstar, which plays in the fact that there's more than 12 superstars, if you know what I'm saying. But anyway, the last person I would have in line, which the timing bad because of his situation, but Zion Wilson. When Zion held it, stop it. People gonna watch him. Watching that big dude move like that, put up points, slam the ball like that, a dude box office. I mean, he has a great personality. I know off the court issues is pretty dark. We'll talk about that on the podcast. Shout out to the podcast. If y'all listen to this, go check out the podcast. I'm pretty sure we want to put an episode up either sooner or later about Zion in the final. We got a bunch of stuff ahead of us. But nah, outside of that, outside of controversy, even to this year, when Zion's healthy in his own court, he is a box office attraction. He puts up numbers, and the team wins when he's on the court. So he would be my fourth person in line. Yeah, like I said, I know that's probably a controversial pick. Like I said, shout out to Cade, shout out to Devin Booker, shout out to Şengün. I think y'all all still good players. I think y'all top 20-ish players, but as far as off the court, maybe y'all not known enough, and as far as on the court, y'all kind of just outside Devin Booker. Devin Booker, I think you just took a step back. Cade and Şengün, I think it's too new to say y'all in line to be a superstar. But yeah, I said shout out to Nick Wright. Like I said, I agree. If I won't argue who should leave club superstar. I think everybody should stay. So I could, if you want to take Embiid out, because of course if we put Embiid out in, if he come in next year, we could debate who falls out. But as of 2025, I agree Embiid should be out. So Embiid out, AD out. Then of course he has Tatum and Kevin Durant, Donovan Mitchell, Steph Curry, LeBron James, LUKA, Giannis, Shea, Joker, Jalen Brunson, and Tyrese Halliburton. I would take out Donovan Mitchell and Halliburton. I'll put in Wemby and Ja. And as far as people in line, he has Wemby, Cade, Şengün, and Booker. Of course, I will put Wemby in, of course, and I'll have Halliburton and Spider in line, and I'll have Trae Young and Zion. Shout out to Cade, Şengün, and Booker, but y'all wouldn't make my club superstar all in line. But that's it though. Shout out to Nick Wright. Like I said, that was I think it's a fire concept. I hope more people actually do reactions to it and get their own reaction to it. As far as the artist, shout out to you. He gave you a shout out. I don't know. My bad. But that's it. Shout out to y'all listening. Shout out to y'all showing love. Shout out to shouting out. As always, God bless. Be smart. Stop hating. Stop bitching. Be smart. Keem here to send y'all home, but be on the lookout for the episode, man. Happy basketball.